Second stone is Holy Mass. Holy Mass. Our Lady says, go to Holy Mass as often as possible and receive Christ in a state of grace. She says, do not go to Mass without preparing for Mass first, and never leave Mass without making your thanksgiving. Okay, what is Mass? Imagine if I said to you, imagine your response. If I said to you, you know, I just don't get anything out of celebrating my mother's birthday. You know, she's 84 this year. I get nothing out of it. So I think I'm not going to bother from now on. What would you say to me? The polite version. Would any of you be impressed with me? No. Good. You shouldn't be. Would you think I'm asking the wrong question or I have the wrong expectation if I say I don't get anything out of my mother's birthday? Yes? Exactly. My mother's birthday, celebrating it, is not about me. It's about her, right? Mass is not about me, it's about Jesus, it's about God. So if someone says, I don't get anything out of Mass, you're thinking in the wrong way. You've made a big mistake. It's not about you. Okay, it's not about what you get out of it, it's what we give to God. Because the Mass is what? It's Christ offering himself to the Father in the Holy Spirit, offering his death. Read the letter to the Hebrews and the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation says Christ is the Lamb once slain, or in Greek you can also translate that as forever slain. Christ is the Lamb slain once and for all time. And in the letter to the Hebrews it says he enters the sanctuary not made by human hands, with his blood, offering himself to the Father. This is what the Mass is. We are offering ourselves to God completely. You know the offertory? When we bring up the bread and wine and give it to the priest and the priest offers it up, this is where we put ourselves in it, and not just our intentions and what we want, but everything. Our sorrows, our joys, our triumphs, our failures, everything. Mother Teresa, St. Teresa of Calcutta always said this was the point of the Mass. You know, when the priest puts the drop of water in the wine at the offertory, that's when she put all her intentions in the chalice. Okay? Now, you know, people sometimes say to me, Father, I prayed a rosary for you, I fasted for you, things like that. And I'm really, utterly grateful. But I'm waiting for the day. You know, they always point out things that they did that were difficult or maybe slightly painful. I'm waiting for someone to say to me, Father, I had a whole bowl of ice cream just for you. Okay? That would be great. I'd be happy. You know, you did something nice, but for me, offer it in love to Jesus for me. Okay. Or if they said, Father, I went off on a fantastic skiing holiday for you. I would be delighted. I think that's marvelous. Okay, but remember, at the offertory, we don't just put in our intentions and our sorrows, but also our joys, everything. We're giving everything to God. A Protestant friend of mine said to me, do you Catholics really believe that host is Jesus? And I said, of course we do. And she said, if I believe that, I would run to the church now, fall on my knees at the threshold, crawl on my knees up to the sanctuary, prostrate myself before him and worship him and never leave. Now this is the thing about Protestants, you know. I don't mean the wishy-washy kind. I mean the ones who believe in Jesus and the power of his blood and his sacrifice. They put their money where their mouth is. And they would act on it. It's really Jesus. It's the reason why, even when I'm walking, I'm trying not to have my back to him directly and off center, because it's really Jesus. I don't want to turn my back to him. He is really here. It's not just a symbol. It's not just a spiritual presence. It is Jesus. Body, blood, soul, and divinity. The woman with the hemorrhage only touched the hem of his cloak. But you, all of you, swallow him whole and entire. You know, I kind of laugh, you know, whenever you say there's Mass on, you know, you'll get a decent crowd. But once you say there's a healing Mass, the church is packed, right? Every Mass is a healing Mass. It's the same Jesus. And he has the power to heal and the power to save. Okay? This is what Mass is. It's not about what I get out of it, it's what I give to God. That's what Mass is about. Okay, but God does give us something fantastic. He gives us himself. I have to admit, since the age of 17, when I heard about Medjugorje and started to understand the faith better, for me, I can't understand it when people are bored by Mass. Because for me, Mass is so exciting. It's really Jesus. Why would you not want to receive Jesus? It's really Him. He's coming for me, for us. It's the most wonderful thing in the world. You know, inside I'm jumping for joy because I'm going to get to meet Him in a few minutes. Isn't it wonderful? It is. Of course it is. It's really Jesus. So, if you find Mass boring, there's a simple solution. Slap yourself and we'll call it quits. Okay? Yeah, slap yourself silly. Because, yeah, you're not thinking the right way. Something's gone a bit wrong. Okay? It's a bit like, I don't know, turning your nose up at champagne and saying, I don't know, well, let's not talk about champagne and stuff in Lent. Okay.